My body's ability to feel pleasure expanded beyond anything I'd ever imagined. I started having pre-orgasmic sensations during the foreplay, even before any real action. Oh, honey, kissing? Kissing! Kissing became as pleasurable as penetration once was. My orgasmic capacity? It went through the roof. Kissing became as pleasurable as penetration once was. Not just the Big Bang, not just the fireworks. This isn't some quick pleasure hack, meu amor. It's real, tangible, and gostoso. And it was all a result of Neotantra massage. And today I'm pulling back the curtain on how this practice can revolutionize your pleasure. And even for my friends from the US, from Europe, who have been brainwashed into thinking that pleasure is all about performance and productivity, I'm going to teach you something new. Stay with me because this is about more than feeling good. It's about reclaiming your entire being. Welcome back to Brazilian Pleasure Diaries. I'm Paula Aparecida, your somatic sex therapist, here to guide you in bringing back orgasm, vitality, and the raw, pulsating rhythm of life with a true Brazilian swag. My mission? To help you cut through the noise, reconnect with your body's ancient wisdom, and reclaim your pleasure as a radical act of self-empowerment. Because let's be real, in a world that is constantly trying to numb us, radical pleasure is our superpower. Before we dive deep, do me a favor, meu amorzinho. If you're ready to explore the revolutionary power of pleasure, even its shadows, please hit that subscribe button. I don't know if it's here or there, but hit it. And share this episode with a friend who needs a little bit more flavor, mais sabor, gostosura in their life. And leave a comment telling me what pleasure as power means to you. Your engagement makes this movement bigger and helps people all around the world. Meus amores, my loved ones, let's clear something up right away. Neotantra massage has absolutely nothing to do with sex in the way most people think of it. It's not about performance or spiritual gymnastics. It's about energy, connection, and deep, deep healing. I remember my very first course in 2016. And I was training with a gay guy. Yeah, a gay guy. And he went to the training because his boyfriend once told him that that kind of massage was a huge way to expand your consciousness. Yeah, your consciousness. So let's go back to our story together. That gay guy helped me feel my vulva much more than any heterosexual guy ever had before. He was helping me how to feel, how to connect, how to vibrate with my own energy. And for many of us, especially in a culture obsessed with genital focused, goal oriented sex, this is a radical concept. It's like telling a person who was raised in the West society, who always thinks that needs to produce more, it needs to be more, it needs to compete more, to get rid of the saying, time is money, and stop focusing on the destination and just to relax and enjoy the journey. A real challenge, right? What about you? First of all, I'll explain something to you. Did you notice that I say Neotantra instead of Tantra? Why? Because Tantra is an ancient practice that comes from the northwest of India, close to Pakistan. And Tantra believes that all paths can lead you to enlightenment. They say that Tantra believes on non-duality. You don't have good or a bad way to do something. So some people in Tantra thought, why don't we develop a way of enlightenment through sexual energy? Why don't we do that? And they did that. Okay, stop here. If you go to India on daily basis in Delhi, I don't know, and ask people on the street randomly, what is Tantra? Probably many of them will say magic, like we think about voodoo, this kind of stuff. So what we do here in the West is Neotantra. Some people got this idea of working with sexual energy, got some of these practices and organized it into a Western way of doing stuff. All right. So let's keep going. I came to Neo Tantra massage after years believing that sex wasn't really for me, that people thought too much about it, that it wasn't that important or that good. And I didn't realize I felt like that because I had experienced a lot of trauma and disconnection. Living in a body that felt like a battlefield, a body that capitalist patriarchy had taught me to ignore. And stop here. I know that some of you, when listen capitalist patriarchy, you start to have tickles and oh my God, ugh. I have already explained this in the last episode, but it's something really short. Capitalist patriarchy is not a society where men rule women. This is a very small layer of it. Patriarchy is the system where a very small amount of people subjugate, dominate, exploit the nature, the rivers, the trees, cows, birds, water, we humans, male and female, because we are also animals. Okay? Explanation ended. So this system, the capitalist patriarchy, had taught me to ignore my own body, to dissociate from it. And I'm not only talking about ideology, but real physical violence and abuse that made me disconnect deeply from myself in order to survive. And that's a social and political context we have here. This system, this patriarcado capitalista, thrives and profits on our disconnection, our anxiety, on our self-hate, on our belief that our bodies are machines for working and thinking and not temples of pleasure. Neo-Tantra massage for me became a path to start dismantling that internal oppression, to feel my body not as a problem to be solved, but as a source of infinite pleasure, joy, and power. It's a journey from pain to delight, da dor para delícia, from silence and freezing to a full-bodied roar. Today, we're going to explore 3 good outcomes of Neo-Tantra massage, and they might go far beyond you ever imagined. And these are not just fleet sensations, but transformations that can expand your capacity of holding, of having pleasure, deepen your connection to life, and unleash a vital energy that will empower you to take action in your real life. That's what happened to me. That's what I'm going to tell you. So, to summarize, we're going to talk about 1, expanding your orgasmic capacity. 2, experience prolonged pleasure during sexual act. 3, finding new energy and vitality to make real life transformations. Okay, let's dive in. The first good outcome, as I have said before, is an expansion of your orgasmic capacity. This isn't just about bigger and better orgasms, though, trust me, those happen. This is about a dramatically increase of your orgasmic capacity and your overall ability to feel pleasure. And I'm not just talking about the big O at the end. I'm talking about the fully body awakening. It's your ability to feel your vital energy, sua energia vital, flowing through your entire body. You need to know something important. Our orgasmic capacity is like a spiral, not a straight line. You don't go from 0 to 10. This means you can learn to sense this through the same movements in the same body area, but in a deeper, more expansive, and more powerful way. Like climbing a ladder on a floor above. The capitalist patriarchy wants us to be efficient, even in pleasure. How come? Quick sex, quick orgasms, check the box. But our bodies, meus amores, our bodies are not machines. They are complex ecosystems of sensations. And Neotantra teaches you that orgasm isn't just a genital event, it's a fully body experience. A wave of energy that can be felt from your toes to your fingertips. It's about moving beyond the peak and crash model of pleasure, of kind of pleasure, of low pleasure. Can I say that? And embracing a more sustained, flowing, and delicious experience. Uma experiência deliciosa. I wasn't always like this. I was a person who thought that orgasm was just that quick, intense burst, usually followed by a feeling of, oh, it's okay, it's nice. Is there more? I used to chase that one pick, that single explosive moment, as the treasure of the pirates of the Caribbean. But after Neotantra massage, I start feeling my body differently. It was like my internal wiring got an upgrade. I began to sense subtle currents, the tingling, the warmth, the deep pulsation before any climax. So good. I need to tell you something. When I start talking about it, sometimes no, almost always I feel it. So I try to concentrate on you, not on what is happening inside of me. But let's move on. Do you know how I felt? For me, it felt like as if I was only listening to one song on one radio. And then suddenly I found out a huge playlist of a lot of different musical genres, Brazilian forró, samba, rock, funk, and they were all inside of me. You learn to feel the rhythm, the sweat, the joy, the collective energy building up, not just the big moment. And it wasn't just my clitoris, it was my skin, my belly, my eyebrows, my hair, my nails. This isn't just about better orgasms. Buy here your new one and call 999. No, no, no. It's not this. It's a complete re education of your nervous system. A radical act of self love that says, my pleasure is infinite and I deserve all of it, each piece of it. I know a lot of people might be listening to this and asking, where is my how to guide? Where is my step by step manual for pleasure? Just tell me what you do, Paula. Bad news for you, because here the approach is different. And it's not because I don't want to give you a quick step. It's actually because quick steps don't work. You have to investigate, feel, connect with your body. And it doesn't happen like, poof, it's not a pill you take it. Like a good Brazilian dance. Let's talk about my country. It's about feeling the rhythm, letting go of control, and trust your body's movement, a sua ginga. You can't intellectualize your way to a deeper orgasm, meu amor. You gotta feel it. Você tem que sentir. This expansion of orgasmic capacity is a direct challenge to the dissociation that capitalist patriarchy imposes on us. When you can feel your vital energy flowing freely, when your body becomes a vibrant, pulsing instrument of pleasure, it's harder to be controlled, harder to be anxious, harder to be numb. It's a return to your primal, sovereign self, a powerful act of self reclamation. It's like saying, my body is not a machine for profit or control. It's a source of my own divine natural pleasure and power. This expanded capacity for pleasure naturally leads us to our second good outcome, completely transform sexual experience. The second good outcome is experiencing a significant longer duration of pleasure during sexual acts. You start feeling a high degree of pleasure, a pre-orgasmic pleasure, even during foreplay. This isn't just about extending your intercourse. It's about transforming the entire experience, especially the preliminaries. This high degree of pleasure, it's a sustained pre-orgasmic state. that you feel long before any genital focus. And I'm not saying that genitals don't matter. They do matter a lot, actually. But I'm saying that even in order for them to heat appropriately, you need to stop focusing on that. The magic truly starts. And it's again a challenge to the patriarchy notion that sex is transactional. It's like business. Focus only on penetration and on male orgasm. And male orgasm. It's not male orgasm. This is a theme for another episode, but I usually say that men, they don't have orgasms. They have a very small release of tension. But this, we're going to talk about this soon. If you want to hear about this, please write it down. When you expand your pleasure map, the entire body becomes an erogenous zone. Every touch, every kiss, every breath becomes an opportunity for deep connection and deep sensation. Remember what I said at the beginning about my own experience? That kissing became as pleasurable as penetration. I got like, oh, what is happening? Ah, so good. And that's not hyperbole, my love. You can call my ex-boyfriends and ask them. No, let's not do this. I remember a time when foreplay felt like a warm-up for the main event. It was a means to an end, and after became an end in itself. My body learned to register pleasure in new ways. A simple kiss, a gentle caress, the brush of skin. This became gateways to intense full body sensations. Imagine you come to Brazil. Well, I'm going to the beach. And usually I am a person who really loves water. And I say, okay, the good part is going there and swimming. Then I feel like I am at the beach. But here you connect yourself with the entire beach, with its sun, the sand, the coconut water, because in Brazil have this, an ocean breeze. Everything is a source of pleasure, not just the moment that you dive into the waves. And this is a game changer, especially for those who grew up thinking pleasure was a quick, fleeting thing. It's a radical act of presence and self-acceptance. And this prolonged pleasure, this ability to savor and expand sensation, directly combats the quick fix mentality of capitalist consumption. You can't consume orgasm. You need to let it go through you. It's a rejection of the idea that pleasure must be fast, efficient, and immediately consumable. Instead, it invites us into a slow, deep, and intentional connection with our bodies. A kind of mindful sensuality that is deeply subversive. It's about valuing the process, the journey, o caminho, over the destination. It's an act of radical presence in a world that constantly pulls us in the future or in past. This isn't, and pay attention, this isn't only about having a better sex. It's about reclaiming your natural right, your birthright of pleasure from a system that wants to limit and control it. When women, when men, when all people truly own their pleasure, when they can find gozo, prazer, the deliciousness in every moment, that's a threat to the system. That's a body that is harder to control, harder to exploit, harder to manipulate. That's a revolutionary body. This deep well of pleasure doesn't only stay in the bedroom, it spills over everything, every aspect of your life. And of course, it helps and improves the possibility of real life transformations. Which brings us into our third good outcome. This is perhaps the most empowering result of Neotantra massages. Having more energy and vitality to make real life transformations. It's like unlocking a hidden reservoir of power, when your body is no longer holding into tension, when your vital energy flows freely, then you gain a new kind of power. Like a superpower, like a superhero. Okay, and what happens with this superpower? You can see a decrease in procrastination, a newfound ability to finally take action into things you've been thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, and a general sense of empowerment to create the life you truly deserve. It's the difference between feeling drained and feeling full of life, of energy. I myself used to be a master procrastinator, like the best one. At university, I never ever delivered my papers on time. Very bad student. But I got my degree. Thank got this. I always felt like I had a heavy blanket over me, especially when it came to big life changes and decisions. But as my body started to release that muscular armor, and it's good to remember, muscular armor is the name that William Reich gave to the physical manifestations of our emotional defenses. When my armor got more flexible, I felt a lightness, a surge of energy. And those daunting tasks didn't feel so impossible. And back then, I had been taking part in a left-wing political group for around, 5 or 6 years. But I knew it wasn't my place any longer. But I could not imagine myself without this group. I could not tell that people, I could not tell myself I would get out of the group. Usually there is a pattern for people who leave political groups. Or they leave depressed, or they leave angry. And I wasn't depressed, I was in a spiritual awakening. And I wasn't angry. Of course, there were bad things that happened to me there, but I wasn't angry at all. I just realized that I didn't belong there any longer. So what happened? I had the courage to write a letter. And in that letter, I told them I was grateful for the whole time we were together. I also told them about the bad things they didn't like in the group and how I thought they could overcome it. And at the end, I said that I was hoping that the political organization would prosper and grow. And I gave them gifts to my ex-comrades. I gave them books, a lot of things, and I said goodbye. Can you see? Can you see what happened? I found the courage to speak my truth, to engage more deeply in what I really wanted, and in a calm and loving way. It's not just about feeling good in sex. I'm talking about feeling good in life. It's about transforming that stagnant energy into creative and loving energy. And this leads into revolutionary actions. This newfound vitality is a direct blow to the exhaustion and disempowerment. A body full of vital energy, a person fully connected to their pleasure, is a person who is harder to manipulate. I've been telling you this. Harder to keep small, harder to be kept in a box. It's a person who can stand up, speak out, and create change. And this is the ultimately political act. To be so fully alive, so fully embodied, that your very existence becomes a challenge to the system. We become powerful agents of change, not just in our personal lives, but in the world. And the world needs it, doesn't? True revolution from the inside out. A revolução de dentro para fora. Are you feeling this energy, meu amor? Is your body starting to pulse just listening to it? If so, don't keep this to yourself, please. Hit that like button, share this episode with someone who needs to hear it, and tell me in the comments. What's the one area of your life where you feel this lack of vitality? I'm curious to hear stories. So let's understand what we've been talking about today. We explored the incredible, liberating outcomes of Neotantra massage. 1. The expansion of your orgasmic capacity. 2. The prolonged and profound pleasure in intimacy. And 3. The surge of vital energy that leads into real-life transformations. This isn't just about feel-good moment. It's about a deep somatic revolution inside of you, a reclaiming of our own body as a source of power, pleasure, and political agency. It's about remembering that your body holds an ancient wisdom, uma sabedoria ancestral, waiting to be reawakened. I need to tell you that in this podcast, there is a rule. Yeah? Yeah, there is. Every episode, I give you a home pleasure instead of saying homework. And here is your concrete action for the next 1 to 7 days. Simple practice to start feeling your own pleasure. Find a quiet moment. Place your hands gently on your lower belly or pelvic region. Close your eyes and inhale deeply, feeling the warmth and the subtle sensations. As you exhale, imagine any tension melting away, allowing your breath to create space. Stay with this for 2 minutes, just feeling without any judgment. This is the first step on unlocking your internal pleasure current, seu rio do prazer, and connect with the vibrant life force that is inside of you. If this episode sparked your curiosity, if you're ready to dive deep in your own internal pleasure journey and reclaim your power, I invite you to connect with me because I can help you. Find me on Instagram at Brazilian Pleasure Diaries. There you can fill out the form for a discovery session where we're going to explore together how to ignite your unique pleasure journey safely and powerfully. And if you found value in this episode, please rate, review, and share this episode with people who are needing this now. Your support helps to spread the message of pleasure and liberation. And I read and respond to every single comment. Thank you for joining me in this journey. Until next time, and keep pulsing, keep living, keep revolutionizing. In the next episode, we're going to talk about the bad things that can happen in a Neotantra massage. Yeah, there are bad things. Everything has a good and bad aspect about it. We need to be conscious. We need to know it all. And I will wait for you. Direto do Brasil, beijo. Até a próxima. Tamo junto.